Hi guys, let's get ready and I'm gonna share 50 random facts about me. I feel like I have a ton of new followers who just don't know who I am. It's gonna be very interesting. Comment down below a random fact about you. It could be interesting, it could be funny, it could be weird, it could be whatever you want it to be. Let's get into it. First random fact that I feel like a lot of people don't know, I have 2 siblings. I am the middle child, so I have an older brother who's, oh my gosh, how old is my brother? I think he's 10 years older than me. I genuinely have no clue how old my brother is. Sorry, bro. But I also haven't talked to him in a couple years, so I don't know. And then I have a younger sister and she's 4 years younger than me. I'm not close to my siblings. Like, we're not like best friends. Like, we talk when we see each other, but other than that, like, we don't talk. Number 2, I am an auntie. Do you say aunt or do you say aunt? I have 2 nieces and 1 nephew. I basically raised my 2 nieces and I have yet to meet my nephew because, again, I haven't talked to my brother in years. Growing up, I used to be very athletic. Like, I was very into sports, outdoors. I loved like playing sports. I don't know. Going along with playing sports, I used to be very competitive. I had a very competitive mindset, whether it was sports or school or just, I don't know, my mindset was messed up. And I get my competitive side from my father. The number 1 sport that I played growing up was volleyball. I loved volleyball, but I did eventually have to quit. But volleyball was my number 1 favorite sport out of all the ones I played. I also played golf. Golf was the most boring sport I ever played my entire life. I couldn't get into standing there hitting a ball. I also did track and gymnastics, which running I didn't mind. Gymnastics, I used to be very flexible, and then when I stopped gymnastics, I was not flexible at all. I also played basketball, which I didn't mind basketball, it's just nobody would pass me the ball. I was just like standing there, like, why am I just standing here? I don't know. Basketball didn't last that long. And then I also did cheerleading, which that was the only way y'all were ever gonna make me wear a skirt. Number 5, I struggle with endometriosis. I'm gonna put the name of what Google's definition is on the screen. I can't even try to describe endometriosis. Anytime someone's like, oh, what does that feel like? I'm like, death? Like, what do you mean? Endometriosis used to ruin my life. Like, it used to be very bad to where I struggled working, I struggled moving, I struggled eating, I struggled living because it took away my will to live, my ability to live. Now I just don't have those time in the months. Like, they completely like took that away and I was like, oh, thank God, because I can't do it. My top 3 biggest fears, like, of all time, out of all the things in the world, this is my top 3. Number 1 is spiders. I've always hated spiders. Even growing up, my parents were like, oh, put the trash can at the road or something, and there would just be spiders like all over the trash can. I was like, no, I can't. I can't even go near it, let alone touch it. I don't know what it could be, like the smallest thing or like the biggest spider, and I will have a full-on panic attack. I'll cry, I'll scream. No, ain't no effing way. Going along with spiders, just bugs in general. I have the worst bug phobia. Bugs I don't get. Spiders I get. Spiders have one too many legs. But bugs, like, it could be a bee or a ladybug or a fly. Like, I don't know. And, you know, bugs are everywhere. You can't literally prevent your house from getting bugs. And every time there's a bug in my room, I literally have a panic attack. Like, there must be a hole in my window somewhere that I just don't see or don't know about. And bugs will come into my room and it'll take me a minute. And then eventually I'll dispose of the body. But for like that long time period of me seeing it, getting it, whatever, it's not pretty. My panic attacks get really bad. I almost feel like I'm giving myself a heart attack because of how bad they get. Fear of being alone. Now, I don't mind, you know, having my alone time, But if I was the last person on earth, that's just not gonna work out for me. Like, I can't. I would actually go crazy and be very sad and not know what to do with myself. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I wish like I could be the last person on earth. By all means, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm good. Number 7, this is kind of going into my dating life. I've overall had 2 serious relationships, but I've had 3 boyfriends. I had a boyfriend when I was 12 years old. I don't count that because that was like, I think we dated for a day. And it was just like childhood drama and like whatever, I don't know, but I don't count him. Overall, I've had 3, but I've had 2 serious relationships. My favorite job I've ever had, I would have to say, is social media. I grew up watching YouTube. YouTube was my TV. Like, I watched YouTube on the daily, and I remember I started my own YouTube channel and I fell in love with video editing, filming, planning, like all the behind the scenes. I genuinely loved it, and that's something that I've loved for so many years. Even now, I absolutely love it. And I don't like to consider social media a job. I mean, it can be a full-time job, it can be a way to earn money, but if I ever like truly look at social media as a job, I feel like I would just lose interest. Does that make sense? I don't know, but social media is great. I love social media. My least favorite job I've ever worked at was McDonald's. I did work at McDonald's. I wasn't even there for a week and I quit. I hated that job. Honestly, when I first started, they refused to train me. Like, they threw me at the register at the drive-thru and they were just like, you know, take money, you know, you're fine, just stand there and take money. And I was like, okay. Like, okay. I had no clue how to work their POS system. I was just genuinely really fucking confused. And I think that was only my 2nd or 3rd job. So everyone's POS system is so different. So I didn't really know like the simple basics or whatever. And, you know, when you get to the drive-thru window, if let's say you forget to add something, they would ask me, hey, can I add a sausage McMuffin or something? And I'm like, yeah, hang on one second, because I have no fucking clue how to do that. So I would go find a manager or a coworker and be like, hey, how do I add this? And they would just get mad at me for asking a simple question that they should have taught me. And I was like, okay, I can't do this. Our manager at the time liked to disappear, as in leave the building and completely adios, like gone. It would be a situation where we needed a manager and the manager would not be there anymore. See, my biggest pet peeves, so I have a couple. So one is when we're driving and a car decides to pull out in front of me last minute, and it makes you like test if your brakes work, if you know what I mean. Like, if there's not enough time for you to brake. I hate that. I hate when someone pulls out in front of me and it's so close that I barely have enough time to brake before I rear end them, and there's like nobody behind me. That drives me mad. And I would say overall in my life, my biggest pet peeve is fake people. I can't stand fake attitude, fake personality, like fake, like drives me mad. I can't even be nice because I'm just like, you're fake as fuck. I was born and raised here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Growing up, I had child teachers. I had, damn, ooh, that's way too much. I had child teachers from age 4 to age 7, and then I outgrew them. I vaguely remember my child teachers, but I mean, they don't affect me now, so. Favorite hobby, social media, obviously. I don't know, this is what I like to do on my free days, my free time. This brings me happiness and I really like it. Dream job, of course, would be to do social media full time. Going back to what I said, how I wanted to go to college for social media, I have no clue what I specifically want to go to college for. Like, I remember talking to my mom and I was like, oh mom, like I want to do social media. I want to go to college for it. She was like, yeah, but what do you want to do? I was like, social media, like what do you mean? Like, I don't know specifically, but I am very fascinated with the social media. Anyways, not my camera running out of storage, but we're back. Another fun random fact is I was actually homeschooled for the majority of my life. I only went to public school for 2nd and 3rd grade, and that's it. And I remember my mom was like, all right, like, we're gonna pull you out of public school or we're gonna homeschool you. And I was like, what? And to be honest with y'all, I personally did not like homeschooling. Don't get me wrong, I love being home. Like, I like, you know, having my days where I'm home, but I'm a social butterfly, okay? I love going out. I love talking. I love meeting new people, obviously, because I don't stop talking ever. But I was like, I'm not gonna be able to talk to anybody because homeschooled, you're home 24/7. And I was just like, I didn't like it personally. I do have one tattoo that I got when I was was I 18? Was I 17? I think I was 18. It's my lightning bolt tattoo. I got that tattoo as a symbol. I do like lightning bolts, but it was mainly to symbolize strength. I didn't have the best childhood. I honestly did not like my childhood at all. It was basically to show how strong I was going through my childhood. It means a lot to me. It is like messed up. I would like it corrected. I originally had it not filled in. I'll put the original photo right here. It was not filled in, it was just open, and then it was like all like crooked, and I didn't really like it. I did not go to a professional. I just went to someone I knew who did tattoos. They were not a professional. And so then I went to somebody who was a professional and I was like, can you just fill this in because it looks like shit? So they filled it in and it still looks like shit. I don't know, but I do want to get other tattoos. I am just so indecisive that I keep changing my mind on what I want, because a tattoo is permanent and I've heard that getting a tattoo removed hurts. So I'm trying to actually decide what I want to get. And I only have one piercing on my ears. I do want a belly button piercing just to cover a scar, honestly. That's just the only reason why I want it. If I had to choose my last meal on earth, it would be a bowl of mac and cheese. That's it. I played piano for 9 years. Piano was my favorite musical instrument. I did play guitar. I didn't mind guitar, but my fingers hurt from playing the strings. I did play piano and I loved playing piano. Going with playing piano, I did write some of like my own personal original songs. I don't post those, but I do songwrite sometimes. If I only had to describe myself in 3 words, the first one would be talkative. I can start a conversation. I could hold a conversation with literally anybody about anything. I would say that's definitely one of my strengths. I'm also a very outgoing person. Again, I will talk to anybody. I never got shy talking to people. Like, I never was like hide. I was never like that. I was very like, hey, like inserting myself into somebody's conversation. Hey. I would also say I'm very detail oriented. I pay attention to detail when it interests me. I will say when it interests me, I do. If I'm just clueless, it's like, oh, okay, like I don't care. I hate wearing socks. Like, socks bother me. I'm always cold, always. Like, it can be 100 degrees outside and I will still bring a hoodie because I'm freezing. Favorite piece of clothing, hoodies. Not like that's a shocker, but hoodies. My least favorite piece of clothing is skirts. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Another like weird fashion thing about me is I can only wear skinny jeans. I don't know what it is, but like boot cut, loose around the ankle, flared pants in general, like doesn't even matter if it's jeans, but jeans specifically, but doesn't matter, bothers me. Like it just gives me that ick feeling. I don't like it. Favorite season is fall. I love fall. Like fall weather is beautiful. Favorite holiday is Christmas. I love gift giving. That's my love language, is gift giving. And Christmas is an excuse to gift give. I have a couple of food allergies. First one is pesto. I don't know what it is about pesto, but I remember when I was younger, my parents made like a pesto pasta The way I struggled to eat that, like I took a bite, fried my throat going down, and it fried my stomach. So I just say I'm allergic to it because I cannot ingest pesto at all. Watermelon makes me sick, like sick. And it also gives me a rash. So if I use like a skincare product that has a watermelon extract in it, I get the weirdest rash. Like Glow Recipe, I tried using their products and I can't use that watermelon scented stuff. Pineapple's another one too. I remember I was at a work event and it was for my dad. He had invited us. It was like something to do with his job. I don't even know what was happening, but I just went. And there was a food table. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna be at that food table. So I was at the food table eating and I started eating pineapple. And I didn't have a lot. I had 2 or 3 like little chunk pieces of pineapple. My mouth swelled up so fast. It hurt so much. I had sores in my mouth. And I was really confused. And I was young. I don't remember how young I was, but I was young enough to not know, you know, what was going on. And I go up to my mom and I'm like pointing at my mouth. My mom, I couldn't even talk. I was like, my mouth hurts. And she was like, what? Like talking to people, but like kind of like, she was like, what are you saying? Like not really paying attention to me. My mouth hurts. And she was like, what'd you eat? And I showed her my plate and, you know, I had like a little piece of pineapple left over. And I was like, when I ate that was when this started hurting. And she was like, oh babe, like you probably have a pineapple allergy. I'm like, what do I do? And so I just drank water and tried to like flush out my mouth because we were there for my dad, so I didn't want to make like a big scene, and neither did my mom. So she's just like, just get rinse your mouth out in the bathroom, you're fine. And yeah, I just cannot ingest pineapple at all. My first car ever is my Mini Cooper. Yeah, not much to say about my Mini Cooper. My dream car, I'm gonna put a picture. It's like a deep ocean blue Honda Civic. I don't care like what like design of Honda Civic, just a Honda Civic in this beautiful blue shade. I'm obsessed. I've always loved how this color looks, and Hondas are really good on gas, and I need that. My biggest weakness in my life, like in my personal life, is letting go, whether that's people, that's jobs, that's situations, that's friendships. Like letting go, I struggle with so hard. I like fight. I don't quit. My biggest strength, I would say, is dealing with hate. Hate sometimes does bother me, and that's because I'm human. I have feelings. But overall, if someone's being like really rude, I'm just like, okay, I don't care. My favorite perfume scent is vanilla. Anything vanilla, I need. Like vanilla scent is my go-to when I'm shopping for perfumes or body lotions or whatever. Love vanilla. My biggest regret in life, I try to look at life as like have no regrets, live every day like it's a brand new day, don't hold grudges, like things like that. But there is something that I think about all the time that I do truly regret, and that is begging for somebody to stay in my life. And when I say that out loud, I just sound like, girl, like come on. But I have before, and the way that made me feel, I never want to feel that ever again. My favorite color is blue. Obviously, I painted my walls blue. Things I love is social media, makeup, and shopping. My least favorite things is reading. I'm not a big book person. I've been trying to like read and listen to Audible and whatever, but it takes a good book to capture my attention for me to actually sit there and read the whole thing, because within the first 5 pages of a book, if I don't like it, I'm not gonna read it. Like I'm just like, no. I got my full license when I was 18 and I was very proud. My first ever job I worked was at an ice cream shop, and I didn't like it because I was cold all the time. My biggest insecurity about my body is my arms. I don't like how like they're just small and tiny, and I don't like my arms. My dream vacation is Greece or Turks and Caicos or Hawaii. My height, I'm 5'9". Zodiac sign, I'm a Pisces. My bad habit, ooh, what's a bad habit I have? bad habit, I would say, is picking. I don't pick my eyebrows or my eyelashes off like everyone thinks I do. I don't. But I do like pick my skin when I break out, which is bad. My favorite movie is The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. Such a good movie. I love that movie. Do I ever want kids? No. Not right now. Like, the thought of kids right now makes me want to cry. Not in a good way. My dream dog breed one day is to own a pit bull. I just think they're really cute. And lastly, I'm an overthinker and an overstressor. Why did I struggle to say that word? I overthink a lot. I used to be very, very bad. Like, it used to drive me mentally insane. I like overthink every little thing and overstress every little thing. Now I'm not as bad, but I still do it. Like, I just do. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all learned a little bit more about me. Like I said, comment down below a random fact about yourself. I would love to know. I think that's really cool. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.